Cringe culture is dying, and I for one am celebrating its death with open arms. In my short time using the internet, I've witnessed many trends come and go. What used to be cool back when I was 10 isn't gonna be the hot new thing today. People aren't playing Happy Wheels or reacting to the most epic Vine compilations of the month anymore. But something I've noticed in the past few years is that people are no longer happy with just letting a popular trend die out and moving on to the next thing. Instead, people have to be shamed or made fun of for even liking the popular thing by people who also liked the popular thing? In this weird, paradoxical, and kinda sad form of counterculture. I brought this up briefly around the end of my 5 Nights at Freddy's video from a few months ago, but it always stuck out to me how a game like that was popular for a few years, suddenly became the bane of everyone's existence for a while, and now is back on top with millions of people openly being fans of it again. At least that's what it was like for me and the people I know. And that's when I realized, yeah, that whole culture of regarding something as cringy and making fun of the people who enjoy it, while still around with games like Fortnite and such, overall is kinda dying. And we can see that through these repeated patterns the internet goes through when it comes to them. So yeah, let's consider this an addendum to that video. Let's talk about the subject of cringe culture. Cringe! To feel disgust or embarrassment, and often to show this feeling by a movement of your face or body. There, I did it, I read a Google definition, am I cool now? The word cringe really started to take on a whole other meaning around 2016, with the rise of channels such as Leafy is Here, who would generally make videos on individuals you find to be particularly awkward or unusual, labeling them as cringy with such classic videos as "The cringiest kid on YouTube returns with fire," "The cringiest kid to ever exist," "The cringiest kid on the entire internet," "The cringiest kid to ever touch the internet," "The cringiest kid to ever live on this world." I could go on, I really could. I mean, what's next? The cringiest kid to ever live on the entire planet? Oh, of course. Basically, what I'm getting at here is the word cringe went from a verb to an adjective. It was no longer, "this video made me cringe," or "this kid had me cringing." It was now, "this video is really cringe," or "this kid is really cringy." This is what's called semantical drift, where a word or a phrase is used so much to mean something entirely different than the dictionary definition, like, literally. That's a really clever joke with a double meaning if you think about it. So this video is not going to be me crying about how people are saying cringe when it's not the dictionary definition, but I want to address how the concept of something being cringe has changed and twisted over the years. But first, would you like to make your own epic Minecraft cringe compilations, but don't have an editing software? Well, that's why today I want to show you a tool that helps you capture your gameplay and edits them. DemoCreator is an easy screen recording and video editing tool by Wondershare. It's an intuitive and user-friendly, 2-in-1 tool that enables users to capture video demos, tutorials, presentations, games, and edit them quickly like a pro. This software is great, I'm actually using it to create the very ad you're looking at now. It's got a ton of great features, such as a screen drawing tool, cursor effects, camera recording, and tons more. If you want to get your start with recording and editing your own stuff, you can go to the link in the description to get Wondershare for free and start creating stuff. Thanks Wondershare for sponsoring this video. Now to get back on topic, it's not like there was ever really a change in the type of content releasing that would lead to an increase of this word. It really was just as simple as slapping a label on that kind of content and it sticking. People were still watching and making fun of people like Chris Chan or Sammy Classic Sonic Fan back in the day, but nobody ever referred to them as cringy. You just sorta cringed as a response from their content being embarrassing and awkward to watch. It became less of an emotion that could be applied to show how you react to something, and more of an insult you could direct at people to give a quick jab at how you feel about them or their work. Like it could be used as a single phrase to immediately shut down an opposing argument, or someone with a different interest to you. "You like this video game, I don't? Cringe. You enjoy this cartoon I believe is terrible? What are you, fucking cringy?" It just kinda turned into what used to be referred to as autistic. Cringe is the new autistic. Remember when everyone and their mother was posting Ugandan Knuckles memes on Twitter.com? God forbid you were one of the people to post it a day after the internet unanimously decided it wasn't funny anymore, because you'd get dogpiled with comments about how cringe you were to Kingdom Come. And that's when the word took on another meaning on top of its already changed meaning. It sorta just became a label for, this thing is no longer cool and the people who like it are dorks. And was that never more prevalent than with video games and its many trends throughout the past half a decade? Let's go through some of them now, and I want you to tell me if you begin to notice that little trend.
Mining away. I don't know what.
Minecraft was on top of the world for a long time. Everybody loved Minecraft. It's a great game that opens up one's creativity and allows them to do practically anything they want. it had a universal appeal to both kids and adults. Now, I don't think there was ever a point where Minecraft became irrelevant per se, but there was definitely a few years where it was considered cringy to like Minecraft. And while there wasn't necessarily a direct causation of this, I can imagine it was just a case of a bunch of little things building up over time. Things such as all the YouTubers milking it to death with a constant stream of Let's Plays, mod showcases, and possibly the worst of them all, Minecraft music videos.
So we back in the mine, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side.
Ugh. We had no correction. This is the worst of them all.
Wait, what are we doing again?
We're doing the Touch My Body Challenge.
Although I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that without being threatened with a lawsuit again, so just for reference, this is all satire. All this sort of tainted its image. You know, it's hard to look at this silly block game the same way after seeing this. It was nothing to do with the actual game itself, it just got so big that it attracted this really annoying and sometimes creepy market of people. And also a string of YouTubers who were more than willing to shove it down people's throats at every turn, which not only made folks more sick of seeing it, but also did nothing but cause it to grow even more, because what are YouTubers' fan bases filled with? Children! Babies are very influential. If they see PewDiePie playing funny internet trend game number 472, then they're grabbing their parents' credit card to get it from themselves. And because of this, the game's fanbase became completely overrun with children, which in turn causes older people to want to distance themselves from it, as to not be associated with like cringy kids, who have no problem waltzing on up to a microphone and asking the creators of the game something like,
Do you like to come to my house?
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to a server?
I mean, just look at the comments tearing into these kids just for being a little weird in a social setting. As if they're sitting on their perch like, ha, what pitiful children. Look, they're making a fool out of themselves in public and I am not. Ha ha ha. Dude, grow up, these kids are cool as fuck. I want to talk to dedicated Wham Kid. What kind of stories has he got to tell? Instead, they're bullied off the internet, only to return where they will forever be known as that one person who made an ass out of themselves a decade ago. All this leads into the topic of general oversaturation. For a while, you couldn't go into most stores without seeing some Minecraft-related product, whether it be clothes, action figures, or Legos. Okay, well actually that would make sense. But it just made people sick of it. It was no longer cool to like Minecraft, it was just the norm. And all this culminated in the game being classified as the dreaded cringe word. But then something magical happened. Around 2020, Minecraft actually started to turn around and become popular again. Those same people calling you a dork for playing Minecraft back in 2016? Yeah, now they're currently trying to figure out what the fuck a netherite is. I think this was a combination of a lot of things. For one, those same kids attending Minecon and covering song parodies were now a bit older and I guess more socially aware, mixed with the sudden popularity of Fortnite, which I'll talk about later. But basically, to dunk on that game, people started bringing up how much better Minecraft was, which evoked some interest in it. And possibly the biggest spike in interest came from PewDiePie playing it. Yep, that's all it took, and suddenly Minecraft was on top of the world again. I take back what I said about babies being easily influenced from YouTubers. It's everybody, nobody's exempt. And this sort of leads us to where we are today. Minecraft is back and crawled itself out of the internet's cringy caves and is not cool again. I sure am glad people were bullied for liking it for completely shallow reasons. And not many games managed to have that turnaround to becoming cool again. There's only really one I can think of. And its recent spike in popularity had nothing to do with popular streamer or Let's Players talking about it.
We're waiting every night to finally moment.
It's the game that got me first into thinking about this topic of cringe culture, Five Nights at Freddy's. The indie horror game created by Scott Cawthon that took the world by storm, with its creative concept of having the players be forced to track down and keep watch of their killers coming towards them. Similar to Minecraft, a big reason why FNAF got popular was due to Let's Players. Everyone was playing it and screaming at the top of their lungs about how scary the spooky animal animatronic is. Of course, this leads back into the whole oversaturation thing. The more popular it got, the more it was being shoved down people's throats. And even sparked a mass merchandise line aimed at children, despite, again, being a game about child murder. Now, unlike Minecraft, however, a big reason why Five Nights at Freddy's started being seen as cringe was directly because of the fan base. FNAF fans are pretty cool, I think. A lot of them are super creative and have made some really great art, music. Hell, some have even attempted to create the animatronics in real life, which takes an insane amount of commitment. But then there are the more, eccentric fans. I'm not gonna act like there isn't a bunch of weird stuff going on in the FNAF community because, well, there probably is. But I feel like I can say that about any fan base. And yeah, of course this is weird. But I don't know, I think I'm just past the point of shaming someone for taking a genuine interest in something. If they're not hurting anyone, or doing something illegal, then who cares, honestly? And this is where a new problem lies, of taking a small vocal minority and acting like every single person who likes the series is also like that. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard the same old Sammy Classic Sonic fan or Chris Chan joke when I talk about Sonic. I get it, guys. They like Sonic too, I understand. I can't believe we even have to say this, but if someone is a weirdo, and they just so happen to like Five Nights at Freddy's, then you gotta blame the weirdo for that, not Freddy Fazbear. Why could you look at this sweet old face and call him cringe? And then, just like Minecraft, a large part of it is that the fanbase started to become overrun with kids. But again, that leads into the whole thing of, why does kids liking something hinder your enjoyment of it? Certainly you're not that insecure. Lego Batman Shorts Kid is cool, there I said it. It's just a case of people taking things way too far, like with the Minecraft cringe compilations. I don't look at something like this and go, ha, what an idiot putting himself out there like that. I look at it and, you almost relate to it in a way and find enjoyment from it in that sense. Everyone remembers being a kid and doing something dumb, with the thought in your head that you're gonna look really cool, and that's why I like this stuff. I can imagine Lego Batman Shorts Kid seeing a poster on the bulletin board for a talent show and thinking, well, I really love this Five Nights at Freddy's, and there's this awesome Living Tombstone song I love. I bet if I get up on stage and sing it, everyone is gonna think I'm super rad and love me. So he waltzes on up the stage, gets ready to sing with no backing track, and the second the first word comes out of his mouth, he thinks, oh fuck, abort, this was a huge mistake. But he's already gone this far, so he's in it for the long run and needs to stick it out to the end. So he just puts his arms to his side, looks down, and yes. I don't think anybody has a right to judge someone like this because everyone can remember doing stuff like that. At least I can. And to me, that's the right kind of cringe, where I can look at something and laugh due to the relatability in the situation. But if you're someone who looks at this and re-uploads it under the title of FNAF Cringe Part 30, then I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're the cringy one here, mate.
I'm a kid on this channel, you guys are probably gonna be like, oh, go die in a hole. No, I'm not gonna. You people that are haters, please. Go die in a hole. Yeah.
But like Minecraft, Five Nights at Freddy's has seen a massive resurgence in popularity as of recent, with more and more people coming out of the woodwork to say they enjoy the series without fear of being seen as cringy. And I really just think this came from more people deciding to take a genuine look at the franchise and didn't see what was so bad about it. I mean, that's what it was like for me at least. I loved FNAF when it was first starting to blow up, but once it started getting super oversaturated, I was right there with everyone else. I thought it was lame and play it out. But back 6 months ago, I decided to work on a video about the series, and I'll admit, going into that I was really expecting it to be more of a negative video, but I came out of the experience having a newfound appreciation for the series, and I can safely say I'm a fan now. And I'd like to hope that at least a couple of the people who watched the video without much knowledge of the series decided to go and check it out after seeing it. But both of these examples happened over the course of like 5 to 10 years is the thing. But we're now at a point with the internet where trends are only lasting a couple months before being tossed aside for the hot new thing. So fast now that by the time you even start to realize a game is popular or trending, it's already seen as outdated and everyone has moved on to something else. Case in point? Fall Guys has had the biggest drop-off compared to any other game I've seen. Whoa, this brand new Mario Party X Wipeout game where you get to go through an obstacle course with your friends, that sure sounds like oh, it's dead. This is most likely a case of a game blowing up too much if that was even possible. Like, everyone had their eyes on it and the creators had to scramble to keep people's interest, and they just weren't able to work fast enough. Only having about 10 or so minigames meant the game got incredibly repetitive, and by the time the creators had started their second season with new modes, it was too late, the mob had spoken. Yep, poor old dead Fall Guys, the game with almost as many Twitch viewers right now as Among Us. It was fun while it lasted. Wait, what? It took me until looking this up to realize this, but yeah, Fall Guys is nowhere near dead despite what Twitter might want you to think. Sure, it's not as popular as it once was, but that was never gonna last. Dead game apparently doesn't even mean the game is dead anymore, it just means we have moved on to something else and don't understand the concept of liking more than one thing at a time. It's so bizarre. The people are replying to every single Fall Guys tweet with dead game or cringe. Everyone's a sheep except for me.
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
I think the funniest thing is that people couldn't just leave it at Fall Guys bad, give me likes. It also had to be Fall Guys bad, but Among Us good. Evidently not realizing that Among Us is another trendy game that's gonna fall off in a couple months, with people acting like they never enjoyed it. And the same people bitching about Fall Guys are gonna move to the Among Us Twitter account to spam dead game while singing the praises of whatever comes next in this endless cycle of buffoonery. That's not even a prediction, it's already starting to happen. When the internet likes something, they have this habit of absolutely beating it into the ground until everyone is sick of it. And we're reaching that tolerance threshold of Among Us. With most sane people getting tired of all the memes going around currently where they compare a regular object to the characters or say, "Ha, the imposter is sus." I don't care if that's ironic, you're still annoying and actively contributing to the oversaturation and death of the game. So enjoy Among Us while it lasts, kids. You're gonna be bullied for liking it pretty soon. If there's one thing you've probably noticed, it's that each and every one of these games followed the exact same timeline, and it's still happening to this day. Time is a flat circle and none of you are realizing it. I guarantee you there will be a day soon when Fortnite is suddenly cool to like again, once the internet moves on to another target. And when that day comes, the exact same people who are dunking on it and its player base now are going to be singing its praises pretty soon and hopping right aboard the battle bus with their Fortnite llama t-shirt and $19 Fortnite cards. Something I'd like to get into further is that the exact moment these games went from popular to reviled is usually when it becomes popular, or more typically when kids start to enjoy it too. You know, again, look no further than the annual Minecon Cringe compilation. Isn't that right, Wambo? It really says a lot about how hilariously insecure people are on social media, that they can't allow a broader or younger audience to play the same thing that they do, making the same jokes that they do, and generally enjoy the same things as they do. Because apparently it's more cringe when a kid says the imposter is sus than when an adult does it. Now the story changes and they never actually liked the cringy game, it was all ironic or an elaborate joke. But we'll get into that wonderful phrase later. So if there's any advice I'd give for the kids out there, it's that don't be afraid to like something. If your interest isn't weird or illegal, then be unabashedly you. That's easier said than done. I know in school and stuff bullying is always gonna be a thing, but that stuff's temporary. And I'm letting you know that your interest has no involvement in how they treat you. They'd be doing it anyways, the sad reality. To get a bit personal here, I like Sonic. I know, reveal of the century. And I was very open about that in primary school. I draw him every day, I talk about him to my friends who clearly weren't interested. I basically made it my whole personality. I was never bullied for it, and I know this isn't some method of cope, I genuinely wasn't. Sure, some people thought it was weird, but I didn't care. But when I was going into high school, I did care. I cared a lot. I thought, if people find out I like Sonic when I'm in a school for older people, I'm gonna be seen as a dork. So I didn't tell anyone, and tried my best not to have people find out. But about 5 years later, we go to high school for 7 years in Ireland, people started finding out because of this very YouTube channel, actually. Apparently someone found out about it and started telling others, and you know what happened? Nobody cared. At least nobody who brought it up with me. But if someone did think it was weird, or cringe for lack of a better term, I genuinely would not have cared, because that's not the sort of person whose opinion would matter to me anyway. It would have back in first year, but you sort of grow out of that mindset the older you get. When you get older, not only do you usually learn to be more subdued or socially aware when it comes to voicing your obsessions, but the people around you also learn of how little importance it means if someone they know likes a series considered to be cringe. But sadly, some people just don't grow out of that. But at the same time, those really aren't the types of people you want to be associating with. So don't be afraid to like what you like. I'll repeat, don't be afraid to be unabashedly you.
Yeah, you know, unless you're one of those fools that like Fortnite.
Well, I like Fortnite.
You like Fortnite? But didn't you know it's cringe, dude?
What? How is it cringe?
Well, it just is. It just is, okay?
Yep, okay, sounds good. Alright, I'm gonna go back to getting my victory royale now.
No! You just can't like Fortnite! You can't just...
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's performance of Strawman was graciously played by
Amin.
Give him a round of applause, everyone. I don't think anyone expected Fortnite to blow up the way it did. Releasing in 2017, this game featured a battle royale mode where 100 players would be dropped in a map and forced to duke it out until only one team remains. I avoided this game like the plague for the longest time, Ugh, that's the game that little kids like. I'm above this. And then I'd go back and play Sonic Heroes. Then recently I did what I have to assume 99% of the game's detractors have yet to do. Play the game. I swallowed my pride, downloaded Fortnite with some friends, and we've played it every night for the past 2 months. It's just fun. Oh, it's only one person left. It's only him. We did it. Good boy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's actually a lot more casual of a game than I thought it would be. Each match is around 20 minutes and 15 of that is usually spent gathering supplies. It's fun, I like it. But if there's nothing inherently wrong with the game, then why do so many people hate it? Well, like our previous examples, there are many reasons for this. Number 1. It's got a very cartoony aesthetic. It features a lot of dances that everyone was trying to replicate in real life, and internet memes that could get on people's nerves, like an NPC called Big Chuggus. I'm not making that up. But I don't know, it's got a personality, I'll say that much. I'd take it over bleak, black, and grey first-person shooter any day of the week. Number 2. Again, with the oversaturation. It basically took over Minecraft in popularity, and was the hot new thing being referenced in TV shows and news articles, even full-on shots in movies where the focus is on it, like in Wreck-It Ralph 2 and Goddamn Avengers Endgame. And I get this one. Don't ever think I'm trying to say oversaturation is good, it really isn't. I completely understand this type of thing turning somebody off a series, it did for me too. But at a certain point, you gotta realize that you can't blame the game for being popular. Number 3. This is definitely the biggest reason. Say it with me now. Kids. Fortnite was insanely popular with children. They couldn't get enough. You had kids walking around decked out in Fortnite clothing with a llama in one hand and Jonesy action figure in the other, doing the L dance and flossing on whoever comes near. You know, you have classic videos such as the one of the kids having the Fortnite dance-off in school, which is just hilarious, I love it. I don't look at this and seethe with rage at the kids these days. All I can do is think back to the times when me and my friends would play real-life Super Smash Bros, or when I'd jump I'd always have to stick my fist up in the air like Super Mario. Sure, that's cringy, but guess what? I was a child, what more do you expect? But the kids doing the Fortnite dances are cringy! Funny thing you mentioned that. Here's something I don't think a lot of people realize in regards to this sort of stuff. You wanna know what that is? You really wanna know? Well, getting closer. Closer. Just a little closer. Kids are fucking dumb. And it's not Minecraft or Fortnite's fault. It's just a case of everyone having a fucking camera now and access to uploading websites. It's super disingenuous to try and point and laugh at stupid annoying kids doing a stupid and annoying thing. You're also being stupid and annoying, except the only difference is that they're babies who don't know 12 times 8 and you're 20 on the internet with an anime profile picture. Damn. That's pretty cringe. In an ironic twist of fate, the word cringe has been beaten into the ground so much over the years that the word itself is now oversaturated, and it's now cringe to refer to something as cringe. And this all leads us to where we are now, where the internet is now in this state of post-irony, where people are open about what they like, but they have to put an ironic spin on it like, yeah, I like this thing. Isn't that cringy? No, there's nothing wrong with liking something. What happened to earnesty? I've been feeling this way since my Sonic fanbase video from all the way back in 2018, but it's taken me this long to finally put into words how I feel. I used to say stuff like, yeah, I like Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I am quite autistic, couldn't you tell? I'm so afraid of being made fun of for having a genuine interest that I'm gonna make fun of myself so no one else can. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. Fucking deal with it. That can be my quote for this video. It's like that SpongeBob scene, you really just need to get in your rooftop and not be afraid to announce that kind of thing. You're only kidding yourself by being ironic about it. And with Fortnite, recently me and my friends got into this song made by a guy called Chug Jug With You. It's a Fortnite parody song. And like 2 weeks later it started blowing up on Twitter coincidentally, and everyone was singing it. It was that month's hit meme. And as weird as it is to say, I think this meme might be what saves Fortnite's reputation in this goddamn ironic twist, where people are going to start getting into Fortnite memes, which will lead people into getting into Fortnite, but don't you worry, they'll say it's ironic. They'll say, haha, yeah, let's play Fortnite, isn't that game so dumb and only played by children? But then you're going to end up like me and be stuck here 2 months later with a ninja skin. Cringe culture is pretty cringe. This is why it bothers me. It shames people for having a genuine interest in something and celebrates having that same interest, but just putting yourself down while enjoying it. But with the cringe cycle becoming shorter and shorter, and people being way more willing to get into something with the thinly veiled excuse of being ironic, eventually turning into a genuine interest.
That's why I think cringe culture is starting to die.
But who knows, maybe it'll come back in full swing when Five Nights at Freddy's and Minecraft isn't popular again, and the kids who grew up with Fortnite get old enough to resent the new hot trend. I just hope maybe I opened your mind to this kind of stuff and convinced you not to be as ashamed of your interests. So in conclusion, cringe culture is dumb and needs to die. Stop bullying people for enjoying things. Well, unless you're one of those freaks that like Sonic the Hedgehog. Boy, that'd be really embarrassing.